Hello, Graveyard Talkers, and welcome to another Graveyard Talking episode. My name is Randy, and we're here at Trinity Lutheran Church Cemetery outside of Monroe, Michigan. In this cemetery, there are 211 souls buried here. The oldest burial was around 1945. The newest was around 2002. I do not believe the cemetery is in use anymore. I think it's completely full. And there's a cemetery across the street. Both of them are owned by the church, which is behind the camera. And so all the new burials go over there. So we'll get right into today's spirit box session. So for those who are buried in the cemetery, my name is Randy. I'm your guide to getting your voice out, your thoughts out, things that you may want to say to not only me, but people who are watching this. They're watching it through new television means. Most of you probably don't know about televisions or telephones, but I have a telephone here. And through this little telephone, I'm able to put on a program that can pick up your energy, your speech, your talking, your questions. And from that, it will send it to a speaker that I have in this little box. They will not harm you. They will not hurt you. This is a no judgment zone. I'm here just to find out your story and what you have to say. So with that, we'll get on with it. And we'll start our session here in Trinity Lutheran Church Cemetery outside Monroe, Michigan. Alrighty, is there anyone here in the cemetery who would like to give me their names and speak out? I'm sitting in front of, and I know I'm not going to pronounce it correct. I think it's Margueritu Grossenberger. And anyone here would like to give me your name? No. Okay, I heard what sounded to be Alex. Sounded like a female spirit. Alex, am I anywhere near you? No. About 3 or 4 no's. All right, so this cemetery is out here in the country. There are cows here. There's cows over this direction. There's cows over behind me that direction. There's a farmer's field over there. Play yard over there for kids. Anybody have off the top, anyone here in this cemetery have a question to ask me? What? Good evening. Good afternoon, you mean? Alrighty, so that brings up a question. You said good evening. At least that's what it sounded like you said was good evening. Is time linear for you when it's daylight for me? Is it daylight for you when it's Monday for me? Is it Monday for you? How do you count in the spirit world? How do you spirits count the passage of time? So I heard the number 12. I don't know what that means. So one of the questions that I ask almost every time that I'm out, was when you passed away, were you aware that you were crossing over into the spirit world? And what advice would you have to those of us who find us in the same situation you were in when you crossed over? What's your advice that would make it easier for us to cross over into the spirit world realm?
No.
Does being religious, did that help you at all once you had passed away? Did it make it easier to get to heaven? Did it make it harder to get to hell? Were you able to choose? I did pick up something about session, so when we go back, we'll figure out what that was. So if you are a non-believer, let's just say you're an atheist, what happens to an atheist when they pass over, or they die and they cross over? Not quite sure what I heard. It didn't sound good. It sounded like they were in trouble. Demon. I thought I heard demon come for them, but if I did, I'll put it up in the letterings across the top here. So, what about if you're a bad person when you were alive, regardless whether you believed in, whether you're a religious person or not? Um, what about when you die and you're a bad person? Let's say you're a murderer. What happens when you're a murderer and you die?
You know,
So, can you tell me what happens when in life, when you're alive and you're walking on earth, you meet someone that you absolutely, totally hate? From the moment you've seen each other, you hate each other. Through life, you've seen each other from time to time, you just absolutely hated that person. Maybe they've done you wrong. Once you cross over, do you still hate that person? And the door outside. Oh, no.
Mary Ellen.
Well, that's a good question. Where is Mary Ellen? Now, one thing we do know, Mary Ellen and a couple of the others are kind of sort of, they watch over spirit. The people that do the spirit boxes, they're here to help people cross over. They're here to help keep the spirit boxers safe if something is going on. So I don't know. Is Mary Ellen here?
What?
Doesn't sound like it. So the one that tends to follow me around is, all right, I'm going to have to fix my speaker again. Not quite sure what's going on. When I put on my spectacles for this, not quite sure what's going on, but for some reason, it wants to keep turning off the volume. I don't know if somebody is doing it, or I don't know if I'm not doing it. You got to slide your thumb across in a particular spot, and I'm nowhere near touching it. All right, so we're back talking to you. Now, I don't know that Mary Ellen's here, but what I do know is a spirit with the name of Marcia seems to follow me around. Is Marcia following me around today? Run. Run. Where am I going to run to? Well, let me tell you, it is getting darn cold out here. It is. The cold is. The jacket's pretty warm, and it is. And I got a sweatshirt on underneath it, and it is getting really cold. You too? I've talked to other spirits in other cemeteries, and y'all don't like the cold, do you? Is the cold for you like it was when you were alive? No, negative. So, what do y'all think about the cows on two sides of you? Do you like the cows being there? All right. Does any of you have a question for me? Or, I tell everyone, Topa's here sitting alongside me. She's a little cold right now. She's shivering. So, has everyone in this cemetery crossed over peacefully?
No.
Nope. Nope. Those who answered no, can you tell me why you did not transfer peacefully?
No. No.
Was it because something you did in your life? And what is, I heard important, what is most important to you now that you're in the spirit world? Never thought of it? For those who have not crossed over easily, is there anything that myself or my viewers can do to help you cross over easily, or cross over if you still need to? Heard help me sounded like pizza and chicken. Mary Ellen, if you're here, there might be two souls here who need to help crossing over. Can you help them?
Steps. I'm stuck.
So Mary Ellen, Walter, I hear Marcia all the time. Any of you who can help those two souls who needed help crossing over?
That.
So I was at a cemetery the other day. I don't know if they just needed a little help crossing over, but they were telling me that they were crossing over. They seen the light and they were crossing over. And it seemed like they were having, they were happy that they were crossing over. And I heard Mike again. I don't know if Mike was the guy I was talking to the other day or if he's just another spirit that's following me around. But I haven't heard Grandma in a while now. Grandma, are you around? Grandma, are you with me today? It's been a while. Mary and Grandma, are you here with me today? I thought I just heard into the light. So hopefully those two here that were having issues or it was hard for them to cross over, or they had a hard crossing over, maybe there goes the cows. Maybe they are being helped to cross over now. Did the two that need help, were they able to cross over? All right, with that, I think we're going to end it here. Very cold. And I do know that when it's cold, the spirits just do not want to talk. They do talk, but they have other things on their mind. And I don't get a lot of really loud answers that I can hear. A lot of times it's really low and really down. So, anyways, I want to thank everybody here for their time. And I know it takes energy to talk into these electronic devices. And I'll let it go here for just a minute or so. If anyone has anything else they'd like to say to me, say to my viewers, say to other spirits, now's the time to do it.
Like there. Around that one. Just get what's up. What? Stop. You can't. Lady, stick wrong. Moving somehow.
All righty. Thanks everyone here for coming through and talking to us. May you rest in peace. And we will talk to you all on another day, okay? Goodbye.
Hey, I look to.
All right, everyone. Well, that's it for this session. Again, it's very, very cold. Topa's sitting here. She hasn't moved from my side. She's cold. I'm cold. The spirits are cold. We'll go through this and see what we actually said. And remember, you're here listening to what they have to say, not what I have to say. I'm just the medium bringing it to you. If you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe, comment, like the channel. I can't make it any better. I can only make it worse without you. I'd like to thank the one user out there, you know who you are, who has been in contact with me. Oh, I should say subscriber, not user. The subscriber who has been in contact with me on and off. Keep it up. I enjoy the chat. And you know who you are out there in California. And don't forget, at the end of this month, 3 weeks from now, we're heading down in New Orleans. I don't know how long it will be from the time you see this, but that will be the week of January 22nd to whatever the end of the month. We'll be down in New Orleans visiting family, and we'll hit some of the cemeteries down there. Hopefully, we'll find a nice haunted cemetery and see what happens. So I want to thank all the spirits here for being nice to us today. Hopefully, I'm able to hear and pull out what they had to say, and it'll make some sense out of it. And in the meantime, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.